The whole 15-minute team talk was Howard Wilkinson butchering me. I just remember thinking, just go out there and just fucking throw about 15 step-overs in and people think you're decent. And all the fans were in there and they're fucking rocking the bus. And this Newcastle fan's gone, bam! When you ping the ball in the crowd, you've knocked a 60-year-old lady out. You look back at your career, and I have no regrets, but you look back and you think, if it weren't for these fucking chocolate knees, I'd have been all right. People were throwing season tickets on the pitch like bricked up. You'll have a dream to be a footballer and play in the Premier League or whatever and see yourself on Match of the Day. You actually get there, and that didn't fulfill me. And I was doing a litre of whiskey a day, and I remember feeling, oh, you bastard, something's going wrong. And then I was getting stomach cramps and then like heart palpitations. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna die.
So then Sunderland, you arrive. We talked about the signing on the old napkin.
Yeah.
There's you're there as well.
I was only 15, 16.
Right.
But
still some players though.
Yeah, I mean, signing for Sunderland, as soon as the deal was actually done, I didn't feel like, oh, Leicester anymore. It was like, all right, I'm a Sunderland player now. And the first training session was at the ground, and I thought, McAteer, Babb, Bjorklund, Phillips, Quinn. I was like, Jesus, I'd been watching these guys on Match of the Day for years. Do you know what I mean? And I was like...
Plus, you'd just left an old ground at Filbert Street as well, hadn't you, to this new fucking state-of-the-art stadium.
It was unbelievable. And I got there and the gaffer was like, you're nervous. I've seen him before training. And at the time, the day that I signed, I didn't have a press conference because there was this big press conference scheduled at Sky, BBC, everyone was going to be at. And they was going to unveil me, give me the shirt, and I was going to do a big press conference. But if you remember, bless him, Jody Craddock's little boy,
it was caught death, wasn't it?
Had passed away. So they had said, listen, we're not doing no media. And we're just going to go straight into training. It was terrible, because I still speak to Jody now as well. Great lad.
Is he getting all right with his painting? He's into painting.
Oh, mate, I bought a couple of his paintings.
All right, so on a canvas. I thought you meant you were doing houses up.
Oh no. He came to Stoke on loan. He came on Stoke loan when I was there.
Great lad.
Yeah, he really is top fella, Jody. And so obviously he wasn't there, but we went straight into this training session, and I knew in my head, because we're all footballers, isn't we? First training session, if you've had a big signing, you're all looking at him, thinking, what's he like? Is he decent? And I remember I just remember thinking, just go out there and just fucking throw about 15 step-overs in, and people think you're decent. as long as you don't, you know, when you throw a step over and you kick the ball out of play by mistake, because I used to do that.
Trip up over it.
Yeah, or run it out at the end of the pitch like Forrest Gump, because I have been called that over the years. That's why I always come back to it. But I was in this training session and I just felt on fire. First training session, and like
feel it straight away. You knew that you were.
Everyone come up to me straight away and was saying, decent. You're gonna. Gaffer said he's going to play on the right. You've got the number 7 shirt. They gave me the number 7 shirt.
So over, would it be McAteer?
Yeah, but he sort of went inside. Yeah, he was playing. He was playing right midfield, but they put him inside, and they played me on the right. And then I started. You look back at your career, and I have no regrets, but you look back and you think, if it weren't for these fucking chocolate knees, I'd have been all right, because I'd had the agent by then, I'd got the decent wages, I got the move, I started well. I think my first game was, one of the first games was against Everton, and we played Everton, and one of the first games was Man U, and I got man of the match in that game.
What score?
1-1.
Oh, wow, that's better man of the match then, isn't it?
Andre Flo scored. We signed him about 6 days after they signed me.
From Chelsea?
Yeah. And
I was the last... Did they sign Stewie as well?
They signed Marcus Stewart.
It was like a deadline day.
They signed me. They signed Stephen Wright.
Mark Poom.
So Stephen Wright was stripped. Mark Poom. It was like... It felt like we was going to have a good season. And we started well. Man U 1-1, where McAteer's saying, write that in your book to Keano. And I think Keano got sent off in that match, or someone got sent off. But the weird thing was about that, so the night before, when you signed for Sunderland, they put you up, or they used to, in the Durham Hotel, the Marriott in the Durham, that's like on the river. So Man U had chosen that hotel to stay in for the game, like the next day.
It's about 20 minutes away from the
about
ground.
20 minutes away from the
25
ground.
minutes.
And me and my missus at the time were staying there because we had 3 months in there. And a story about that, she smoked. So we went out for a night just to walk in Durham, because I used to go for like a walk the night before a game and have something to eat and then a nice stroll back. And I came downstairs and I knew Man U were in there, but that's a weird hotel because they've got a connecting thing that goes over the river. So one part of the hotel's this side and one part's this side, and then there's like a glass walkway and you can sort of see through it to the other side. And so me and her come downstairs the night before the Man U game. It was either my debut or 2 or 3 games in, and we're playing Man U. Obviously Beckham, Ferdinand, everyone was playing. Keane. And we come downstairs and I was like, it's a bit cold. And she was like, yeah, will you go and get my coat? So I said, yeah, all right then. So she said, all right, I'm going to have a fag. So she sat on the steps this side of the river having a fag like this. I run upstairs to get her coat, come back downstairs, and as I come through the doors, she's transfixed with something over the other side of the river. I could see her, like the fag end is about that long.
So she's not even smoking it.
And she's like there. Right, so I'm like, what's she looking at? She didn't know I was there, so I looked under like the bridge bit, looked up, and Bex is standing in the window.
He's having a fag.
No, Bex is standing in the window. I don't know if he was looking at her, I can't say that, but he was there and he just had like a pair of shorts on. So she's like, and I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at? And then as I've come out to look up, the fucking curtains have gone like that. And then the next day we played the game. Nothing was said about it because obviously...
He didn't have his hand in his Calvins, did he?
No, I don't think so. And he got away team man of the match and I got home team man of the match. So you come out, you get in the lift to go up to the sponsors, and... me and him, we're standing in the lift together, and I always remember thinking, fucking hell, he smells good. No, that lift was like, I thought...
It's none of your shite that you'll pass, is it?
He had some top-end stuff on. And the thing that killed me is we went into the sponsors hall, and he had stopped to sign autographs. And there was all... And obviously, because Beckham was coming, and they knew that he was like away team man of the match... the walkway to the hall where we went into was rammed with like Sunderland workers and people behind the scenes. They'd all come out to obviously see him, not me. And but he stopped to sign autographs for people. So I walk in the hall first, and like the place fucking goes up. And I'm like, oh my God. Unbelievable! I'm standing there like,
stood there like booking the port, like his car.
Like, yeah, good, nice to see you. Like, and people are looking past me, and I'm like, what? And I look round, and Bex is behind me. So they've all done it for him and not me. And I was like, you know them ones. You know when someone waves, so you wave back, but they're waving someone behind you. It was one of them moments.
I feel awkward for you.
Oh mate, it killed me. But no, I did start really well. First 13 games, and I remember one of the most memorable. I didn't play many games, but one of the most memorable games of my career was Newcastle Sunderland at St James's Park, because Peter Reid called me in his office on the Friday. I think we played him on the Saturday, and he said, listen, he said, at the minute you're keeping. He said this to me. I was buzzing. He goes, you're keeping me in a job. So I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, because out of the signings that I've made, you're the one that's like
doing really well.
Crowd are excited about, young talent. Doing well, because Flo started well. He scored that goal against Man U, but then he was sort of he was sort of like struggling a little bit. Stewie weren't playing. Stephen Wright was doing okay, but I was like a bit of a flair player, like get it, try and So he was like, "You're keeping me in a job, mate, and because of your performances. So keep it going." And he said, "But the reason I've called you in is this is a huge game. It's a huge game because it means so much to these people.
More than just your normal 3 points."
Yeah, he said, "This is huge. I just wanted you to understand the magnitude of the game before you get there because it might overwhelm you." I said, "Gaffer, listen." I said, whoa. I said, "I've played in Leicester, Nottingham Forest, Leicester Derby." I said,
"Talking to Partino here."
I said, "I've played in some big games. I know I'm only young, Gaffer, but I've played in some big games." No. Nothing like this. And I went, "Gaffer, I'll be all right. Promise you, I'll be all right." And he goes, "Good, because you're going to start, your right wing, blah, blah, blah." So I was like, "Sound." Woke up in the morning, there's fucking people outside my house. And round the streets and like cheering you on when you got on the bus and you go to the training ground and all the like roads in Sunderland, there's people out there.
You've won the league, like the parade when you won the league.
Like sort of like saying, "Come on, we'll fucking beat these mags," and you're like, Jesus. And he did the right thing to let me know, just to put it in my head the night before, because it over fucking whelmed me. So I was like, fucking hell, this is massive. I didn't realise how big it was. I gotta be honest, didn't realise how big it was. So, and the reason why that game will always stay in my head is the bus pulls up at Newcastle, and it's the only game, I've been told at the time, where they let the fans, the bus drives in under the tunnel at Newcastle, and all the fans are in there and they're fucking rocking the bus as you pull up, and you're like, fucking
the home fans.
Yeah, the home fans, all the Newcastle fans are in there and they're making it a real intimidating atmosphere. Yeah. So here's fucking little pipes from fucking Beaumont Lees in Leicester with his little fucking Louis Vuitton washback on.
Harvey
Mick. Fucking get off the bus, and they've got police on horseback, like keeping the crowd back. So there's like a tunnel that the horses have made a tunnel like to the players' entrance from the bus. It's weird because normally they keep the fans another 50 yards back, so they're really close, and it was intimidating. So get off the bus, and I'm walking. And someone goes, "Oi, Piper!" So I've gone, "What?" Like that. And this Newcastle fan's gone, bam! Fuck, the biggest greener you've ever seen.
Was it a Schofield water one, was it?
Schofield.
What they call it?
Scorecroft.
I've had a other one moment.
Phillips had a few of them in his face.
Mate, this disgusting, like spit and snot.
Look like something out of Pornhub.
Oh, mate. It's dripping down my face. So I'm like, drop the Louis Vuitton washbag. I'm going like this between two horses, and these horses are getting thingy like that. So then these policemen are coming and go, "No, keep moving. So I grabbed my bag, we've gone inside. I've sat down, the gaffer's gone, "Fucking told you, didn't I?" Told you. And I was like, fucking fuming. I was fuming. Because the geezer, I mean, he's a fan, but he's done his job, mate. He's made me fuming. My head's gone. So then anyway, in there, have you ever played in St James's Park? In there, like, you can hear the fans. They know we're beneath them. And before you come out, it's all bam, 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 and you can hear it like. So we go out. I'm fuming about getting spat on. I'm nervous because I'm thinking this game's huge. It was live on Sky. Their team was awesome. Shearer, Bellamy, Gary Speed, God bless him. They had some Solano, mate. They had everyone. Unbelievable. So you're thinking, fucking hell. But so the first minute kicks off. I can't remember how long into the game it was. I know it was early on. And I was sort of, obviously, we were just sort of like two banks of four defending because they kept coming at us. Bellamy pulls left, gets the ball. I'm playing like sort of right midfield, but sort of like helping out my fullback, who was Stephen Wright, I think. Bellamy pushes it by me in the box, and I lean on him because he's quick as fucking. So I thought, fuck it. I leaned on him, and he's gone down. And the crowd have gone up, and the referee's whistle's gone. So I thought, I can't believe he's given a penalty for that. Bam! And smashed the ball in the crowd. Like, pinged it in the crowd. Like that. Turned around, I've gone, "There's never been a penalty." Like that. And he's gone free kick to Sunderland, dive, Bellamy. So I'm like, oh, fucking hell. Anyway.
All right, sorry, mate. Sorry.
You're some referee, you.
So I've got, fair enough. Anyway, we lose the game 2-0. Bellamy and Shearer score. Gutted. We're all in the fucking dressing room after. Felt sorry because the Sunderland fans are in the gods in there. You're like, fucking hell, can't believe it. Gutted. And then there's a knock at the door, at the dressing room door. So I think Incher, Adrian Heath, goes to the door and he comes back in and he goes, Pipes, there's 2 coppers for you at the door. I'm like, what? Fucking hell. So I've gone over to the door and they've gone, listen, you're not in any trouble. Let's just make that clear. But we need some kind of gesture from you because when you've pinged the ball in the crowd, you've knocked a 60-year-old lady out.
Oh.
And she's concussed. She's had to go to hospital. She's missed the game. So we'll leave it up to you. And I went, took my Sunderland shirt off and signed it to the lady I hit in the crowd. Big apologies, Matt Piper. But she's obviously a fucking Newcastle fan.
That's probably even worse than going to hospital and giving her a fucking ride tuck in it.
Yeah.
When she's in her hospital bed.
So this old dear must have had some banter because I've sent her this. She was all right, bless her. I've sent her the shirt. About a week or 2 later at the Sunderland ground, I've got this parcel. And it's fucking, I've opened it and it's returned to sender. He fucking sent it back. Cheeky bastard.
Well played, Doris.
Should have said,
He's killed me.
should have said to Matt Piper, wipe your fucking ass with it, Doris.
He's absolutely killed me.
I don't know if it's spoke about. I once bolted the ball into the Cardiff fans when I was playing at Preston. I broke someone's arm.
Their arm?
Broke their arm.
By kicking the ball in there?
Yeah. Well,
They'd have fallen.
Well-
You might have knocked him over.
I don't know what happened, but I were in with the solicitor, the Preston solicitor, yeah, on the Thursday, saying, look, we've had a complaint, you broke someone's arm in the crowd when you bolted the ball in. I'm like, all right, okay.
But
You send him a
standing
shirt.
up, is it?
No, but when
It's not standing up, but you can't get done for it, can you?
Well,
Surely.
no, but they were suing the club, I think.
Were they?
We'd scored, I got the ball out of the net and leathered it into the fans.
all right, so it went like a straight shot.
Oh no, it weren't a fucking boom. And then when I went to Cardiff, I got a tweet saying, "You broke my dad's arm." I was like, "Oh well, tell him I'm really sorry." She says, "Oh, don't worry about it. We've got a new kitchen and a holiday out of it from Preston's Insurance."
Jeez.
I says, "Well,
Buzzing with you.
your dad owes me a drink, then, doesn't it?" You know what I mean? You don't remember? I had to go and speak to the club solicitors because they were suing them or whatever.
Wow.
How long did Peter Reid last then after you signed?
13 games. 13 games, and it was a really special time for me because 13 games in, and it came to the first international break, and Peter Reid called me in his office and he said, I've had a letter from David Platt, you're in the England under-21s. So I'm like, oh my, buzzing. The only bad thing for me was when you turn up and you sort of, as a player you turn up and you're like, never been in anything like that before. I'd been in England trials and stuff but never got in. So when you get in the 21s, you're absolutely buzzing. When you're a kid, you want to play for your country. And my fucking luck, the right wingers were Sean Wright-Phillips, Jermaine Pennant, Matt Piper, David Prutton. They were the right wingers that he could choose from. So I thought, ain't no way I'm playing. I just thought, ain't no way. Sean Wright-Phillips was smashing it at Man City, I think, at the time. Jermaine Pennant was playing for Arsenal. I thought, I've got half a chance front David
Me and Prutz. Me and Prutz.
I could knock him out of the way, me and Prutz, but I thought, oh, Jesus. And David Platt, for some reason, the bench would always be Sean Wright-Phillips and Jermaine Pennant. Prutton played right. Out of them 4, he played David Prutton on the right.
I thought he was more of a central midfielder, Prutton.
No,
unless he
played
started
right,
there when
played
he was
right midfield for England. But I think it's because Platt knew him from his Forest days.
Trust him.
I think. So he trusted him. Listen, good pro, but he didn't have the flair of...
You.
a
Oh,
Pipinio.
old Pipinio. So I'm away on that trip, the first one I was ever away on, and it was breaking news on Sky. I remember sitting there obviously not playing because these kids were playing, and came up on Sky that Peter Reid had been sacked, Sunderland manager, and I was fucking gutted because I loved him. He's obviously saying all them things. You're keeping me in a job, like.
Yeah.
So I knew that he liked me, and I was like wounded. So then you sort of, and it was one of them breaks where there's 2 internationals in one. So we played the first one, then this news breaks, another 3 or 4 days, then another one, and then.
So you're not getting back to your club till the Thursday, are you?
Yeah,
Thursday, Friday.
So you're getting back late, and then I'll always remember it. There was a guy called, I think it's Les Reed.
Yeah.
I think it was Les Reed, who was Platt's like number 2 for the England, and he's involved with Southampton and stuff. He'd been involved with Southampton, Charlton.
Their academy, wasn't it?
Yeah. But he was one of the England under-21 coaches, and was sitting there, and that England under-21 team was unbelievable. Like Jermaine Jenas, Titus Bramble, Jermaine Defoe, Peter Crouch, fucking unbelievable players. I never had a chance of playing. And Les Reed came in. He went, "Who we got here from Sunderland?" He went, "Oh, fuck it, Pipes." He went, "You seen who your new manager is?" Like that. Sky's on again. Bam, Howard Wilkinson is your new manager. So I'm like, it's all right. Don't know who he is, don't know. And Titus Bramble went, "Fuck me, mate, you've had a beast." I was like, "Why?" We're all sitting in this little room watching TV. He goes, "You've had a beast." I've gone, "Why?" And he's gone, "Well, he took a few of the 21s games that I've played in. He's a fucking cunt, mate." He went, "He's horrible." So I didn't think no more of it. Next morning, Les Reed comes downstairs and he goes, "Hey, so Peter Reid, your new guy, Howard Wilkinson, your new manager. What do you think?" I went, spewing. I said, "I've heard he's a right cunt." Like that. Which, fair enough. I'm just
That's what you'd
sort
heard.
of passing.
You just
Yeah,
relayed
that's what I've
relayed
heard.
what Titus had said, haven't you?
Don't shoot the messenger.
Relayed the message. Anyway, so we have this next game. I didn't play again. I sat on the bench. We get back to the club. I thought, my old man, I'm on the phone to my old man. He said, "Go in, knock on the door, go and introduce yourself to the new manager. Don't let him come to you." I thought, that's a good idea. It's a good idea, Dad.
Can I borrow your suit?
Yeah. Get down the training ground, go in nice and early. I'm thinking he's going to be buzzing. One of his England internationals has just got back. Knock on the door. "Come in." I was like, "Hi, Gaffer." I just thought I'd come in and introduce myself. "I'm Matt Piper." "I know who you are." That's what he said the first time I met him. "I know who you are." Sitting behind his
In
desk.
that tone, not a, "I know who you are, mate."
No.
They were like,
"I know who you are." Like that. And I was like, "Oh, do you? How?" And he goes, "So I'm a cunt, am I?"
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, no." And he went, "Yeah, one of my busy mates for years, Les Reed."
"Oh no!"
And I was
Oh,
like,
no.
"Oh,
Hold on a minute. Howard Wilkinson's not using the word Bezzy, mate.
that's my
One of his brothers.
one of my homies."
Me and Les are tight.
One of my best mates, there you go. One of my best mates for years, Les Reed, told me you called me a cunt. I said, "Gaffer, well, I never said that." I said, "I never said that." I said, "I was away. Who was it?" I said, "I can't tell you that." And from that moment, I knew, however long he was at the club, it was going to be a nightmare time for me. Didn't like me. And then he said, and then we had West Ham on like the next game coming up. And I don't know if you remember this goal. It's one of the most unbelievable goals you will have ever seen at the Stadium of Light. So Di Canio's playing. Trevor Sinclair scores it, but Di Canio takes it from a throw. Someone takes a throw in, throws it to him. He chests it back towards his own goal, and then volleys it over the other side of the pitch. Mickey Gray's playing left back. Trevor Sinclair takes it on his chest. It bounces once, then volleys it from about 35 yards, and it hits the stanchion and goes in. We're 1-0 down. Gets to half time. We come in. It's his first half time team talk.
Are you playing?
I'm playing.
So he's,
I remember this
even
game.
though he don't
I was
like you.
No, he started me.
you.
He started me. And I always think to this day it was to make a point of, I'm the big man in the room, don't mess with me. But he used a young kid as a scapegoat. So we get in at half time and he comes in and he always did this thing. Did you ever play under him?
Nah.
He always did this thing, and it was, I always thought it was quite arrogant. He always wore a coat and a scarf. He comes in, he takes his coat off, and all the players are waiting for the gaffers to talk. And he sort of hangs it up like slow motion. And then he pulls his scarf really slow so it comes like round his neck.
Quite seductive, this.
Isn't it?
What did you say?
It's quite seductive.
He don't move like as a stripper, does he, Howard?
Well, that's how he was.
50 Shades of Howard.
50 Shades of Howard. That's how he was, though. He'd like pull it slow and then he'd hang it up.
It sounds like I'm watching. What was the stripper thing called from Sheffield? What was the film
Full
called?
Monty.
I feel like I'm watching Full Monty. I'm
That's how
envisioning
he
Howard
was,
doing
though.
Full Monty.
It was so like it looked to me. It looked arrogant. He like then hangs it up, and then he turned round and he'd go, "Do you know whose fucking fault that goal was?" So I'm like looking round, thinking Mickey Gray could have got a bit closer. To be fair, Sorensen in goal, nah, no chance with him. Ain't got a fucking clue. We're all sort of like, everyone's looking around, not knowing. And he's gone, "You," and pointed to me. And I've gone, "Me?" I've gone, "How the fuck's that my fault, Gaffer?" And he's gone, "You weren't close enough to Di Canio. You got to get on him. You got to stop him. You got to." Yeah. He started butchering me. The whole 15-minute team talk was Howard Wilkinson butchering me. And the last 12 minutes of it, the first 3 minutes were like me trying to go back to him and he weren't having it. And then he put so when you're sitting on the benches in the dressing room, he put his knee up.
Oh, yeah.
Like he put his foot next to me on the thing and he leant in and he was, "You've been away." Yeah,
That's too far, Howard.
like his crotch is in my face here.
I'm just imagining his one sliding out the bottom of his pants.
So that's my head there, and he's like this over me, like trying to dominate me. And he's gone, "You've been away with England, you fucking ate too much, you got a fat arse," and he was just caning me like this. None of the other players and the older pros in the room, because I know me now, I'm 38 now, as an older pro, if a 20-year-old's getting butchered like that, and I'm thinking, if you watch the goal back, I'm marking Di Canio. So basically, I'm marking him, but he's chested it away from me and then volleyed it. So I'm thinking, how can I stop
There's
that?
nothing you can do
Probably the
about
best ball you'll ever see.
It was unbelievable.
It was ridiculous.
Did you know he were doing it as well?
Oh, yeah.
It looked like he was picking him out,
Yeah.
and then he's took it on his chest, one bounce volley. So I'm like, it's never been my fault, Gaffer. And for that 15 minutes, he butchered me, and he goes, "You're getting fucking dragged. Not good enough." And then I didn't play for
Dragged out.
months.
You come off at half time.
He took me
I
off
remember it.
at half time to make to make a statement.
So you're saying that you think some of the older lads should have said, "Listen,
I
it's
would.
blatantly
No,
my
He's not got a
fault."
fat ass. He's got a lovely ass.
Get it out, pipes. Show him.
He's been on holiday with England. Let him eat what he wants.
yeah.
Yeah, so one of the lads, Gaffer,
I
Even Mickey
thought.
Gray. Even Mickey should have said, "Gaffer, I maybe should have been closer to Sinclair."
Like you hang
It
out
was
to dry.
honestly one of them goals where I don't think it was anyone's fault. Like, you take a throw in, you chest it away, you volley it across, he takes a touch, half volleys it,
But
35 yards. What are you
do you
going to
think it's nothing to do with that anyway? It all comes back down to
The snitch Les Reed.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Snitchy Les.
It was me saying what I said away at England, and he just weren't having it. And then our time at the football club, or his time at the football club, was me and him were just, I weren't having him because I thought no one can sort of talk to me like that when it weren't my fault.
You don't mind getting battered by a manager if it's your fault or.
So is your relationship with him from that point just
No, it was just. I
No,
mean,
it's
the
just
nicest thing
heads.
to say about it was that the relationship was strained.
Remember his meet? I remember sat in one meeting and he put a video of geese flying in the air.
fuck
Remember
me,
that?
mate.
At the
Mate,
stadium?
Geese?
Geese flying.
I tell that story. I've got so many Howard Wilkinson stories. It's untrue.
Geese.
It was a David Attenborough documentary on geese, and he brought us in and he sat us down. He said, "This is going to help us. This is going to help us." And we were like, "Gaffer, we need to train today." Like, people were getting unfit and everything because he did. Remember the thing we did at the ground where he got team building companies that
for morale.
yeah. team building. So you have to do that fall where you fall when your mates got to catch you.
Yeah.
It's called the safety fall or something. He was doing all that off tables and everything. And then, we're going to be all right at the weekend now. Then we go out the weekend, get battered 4-0. So then the next week it'd be like, right, there's this video I found. It's going to show how we're going to come together and work as a team.
I thought you were playing the arrow formation, like, like the geese flying.
That's what it was.
That was it.
Fuck off.
I swear to God.
Went for Matty
Showing how to do it.
That's
We're going
what
to play
it
the arrow
was.
formation. We're going to have a one, all the way
No,
up
he's
the
just
pitch.
worked like because
They
one of them
work
flies
as
at
a
the front
team,
and then
yeah.
goes to the back or something.
Yeah.
They're flying like
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
that's
V.
what it
was.
A V,
That's
yeah.
Flying V.
The 40-minute documentary was how they work as a
40
team.
minutes?
40 minutes, mate. How they work as a
Watching
team.
geese.
Watching geese.
Well,
That's Wesley S.
Howard
that, isn't it?
slowly
Yeah.
took his scarf off.
He must have been fucking doing a bollock by the end of that meeting.
So then he's doing all that and nothing's working. And in the end, he gets sacked. And that is my... and you say you weren't in there, but that was my favourite story from my time at Sunderland, albeit a negative one. So the gaffer calls everyone down the training ground. So staff, players,
Are you still getting battered at this time?
still getting butchered.
Yeah.
It was horrible that season, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I
it was
remember
awful. I think we were one of the lowest points of Premier League history.
There was one
which-
game I remember, and it was against Charlton, and we were 3-0 down after about half an hour or something. I don't know the exact.
It was a horrible
facts.
game, mate.
3 own goals. It was a Proc. Did Proc score 2 own goals?
2 own goals.
2 own goals.
People were throwing season tickets on the pitch like ripped up. Season tickets on the pitch.
Is that when you got about 13 points? Wait.
15, I think it was.
We're
I think.
all-time
Bear
low
in mind,
time,
Howard
Yeah, it
Wilkinson
was.
only got the job because I don't know who was chairman. It would have been Bob Murray.
Mm.
He rang Howard Wilkinson to ask his opinion on a manager that he was going to appoint. It might be. I think it was Mick McCarthy. He's rang him up and said, "Oh, what do you think? I'm thinking about doing this." And he's touted himself for the job. And ended up getting it.
So he's gone with the old Les Reed and thrown McCarthy under the bus and now he's a cum.
Yeah, he might have said,
He's a
Yeah.
cum, he's a
he
cum
might have said he's a good
McCarthy.
manager, but I'm good as well.
I'm
Oh.
better.
Yeah,
He's good, but I'm
He's
better.
having a good
I
minute.
think
I'm looking for a job.
He'll be at the back of the Swans. Him. You know what I mean? I'm at the front.
Yeah. I think the problem was he won the league with Leeds in 91, 92.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had that kind of headmaster style, and that worked for him then. I think you fast forward
'cause it
another
evolves
10, 12 years, and you see football evolving at the minute with Guardiola and Mourinho, and how these cycles come round of how different managers work. I think he tried to use that same headmaster style in a new generation, and it just didn't work for him.
Yeah, when players have got more power at this point, haven't they?
I
They've got
think
bigger
so.
contracts and
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're more important than the actual manager at the football club.
Yeah.
So he's called everybody down.
So he calls everyone down to the training ground, and we all thought this is weird because even though he did weird stuff, we thought this is weird that he's getting everyone here. People like physios, masseuses, all the training ground staff, and he came in. He did the old scarf trick. We're all sitting
When you say
there.
how many people's all the staff?
I'm saying there's got to
At
be
a
80
Premier League
people.
club, there's you're probably talking 5 physios.
Yeah, with all the players that were there, I'm talking 80 people. Because Sunderland, it's got like the new training ground. It had like a big, massive changing area that was really long, and there was like seats put in there and everything, and people were sitting round.
It really is like the full Monty with an audience. With an 80 audience.
It comes out.
You can leave.
In a
with
vein
a
tribe.
scarf
That would
on.
have been a brilliant way to go out. And start stripping. So he comes in, he does the old scarf thing, the coat thing. He turns round, and he goes, and you could cut the tension in the room. And I still, at that point, wasn't thinking he's been sacked.
Oh, so nobody knows he's been sacked.
No one knows. He's obviously said to the club, "Let me tell the players and the staff." So no one knows.
Do all the other staff like him, or do they all think he's a dick as well?
I don't know no one that liked him.
Right. So nobody's going to be crying tears for him.
Because he had Steve Cotterill with him as his assistant.
Steve
Right.
Cotterill was his assistant.
I
who
don't
didn't
think
like,
it worked. Yeah, it
who
didn't,
I
it
didn't
didn't
like
work.
either.
And is Steve Cotterill with him in the meeting?
Yeah, he was standing behind him, and Steve Cotterill was standing like this, just with his head bowed, not saying anything. So I'm thinking, what's fucking going on here? I didn't know. I had no clue what he was going to do. I didn't think he'd been sacked. And he said, he spoke very quiet, slowly, and he said, he just kept shaking his head and he went, today's a bad day. Bad day. And he was looking at people and and he said, I've been sacked as manager. And before he finished his sentence, this kid called Tom Peters, Tom Pepper we used to call
Tommy
him,
Pepper.
went, fucking get in there!
Bear in mind, Tommy Pepper never played a game.
I've never heard of Tommy Pepper.
Fucking get in there! Yeah! Woo! So I going like this, and I was like, everyone was like, oh my God. And then I remember Phil Babb stood up and he was going, that's unprofessional. Because he was a proper pro, wasn't he? Babs there. He stood up and he was like, that's unprofessional, out of order. And Tom Pepper was like, no, boom, buzzing. Like that. And then he said, well, and then the manager went, well, you see, this is probably one of the reasons why I've been sacked, like things like this. And I just remembered thinking, what a fucking legend you are. Because that's exactly what I wanted to do, but I would never have had the fucking balls to do it.
The best thing is that Tommy was so far away from the team. Doesn't matter who was manager. He would never get a game, would he? Lovely fella.
No.
Great fella. Belgium, wasn't he? Belgium,
Great lad, Belgium.
But he was just never going to get a game anyway.
Yeah.
So that was his time to shine. Was that moment.
If it had been Jurgen Klopp who got sacked, it'd still been doing exactly the same.
He used to live 2 minutes from my house in Peterlee.
Peterlee, yeah.
And I was 15, 16, and I went carol singing, right? Around my...
What?
Yeah.
What?
Honestly.
You're what, mate?
Hold on.
8 or what, 9? 15, 16.
I was 15, 16. I think, I don't know if I just left school, but I was playing in the reserves anyway.
And you were carol singing?
And I went carol singing with me and two of the lads. Honestly, it was...
So were you the other...
No. Two lads from...
You ain't going to let this go, are you? You killed
Did you go carol singing, like, just to give a bit of joy to old people?
Not to earn a bit of coin. We used to make 100 quid a pop.
What, carol singing?
Honestly.
Fuck, you must have some fucking
know.
voice,
You
you.
Dressed up like what? Dressed up like what?
No, just it was winter. Obviously, it was just normal attire. We didn't
hats
dress
on.
up.
Just hats and gloves.
We
Either give you money or they're fucking coming in and robbing
we
me.
were entertainers, so we just had a bit of it. So anyway, I didn't know Tommy lived in this street. So I'm bear in mind, I'm playing in the reserves. I'm playing with Tommy in the resis. So I've knocked on. And obviously, he had like long
Yeah.
curtains, one or whatever.
Does he know what his house?
No. So I've knocked on. And it was like a split second. He's opened the door and I thought, fuck me, it's Tommy Pepper. So I've just put my head down and when Santa got stuck up the chimney. To this day, he doesn't know it was me, but he gives us a tenner.
A tenner?
10 spot.
I'd have gone back every night a week.
I remember it, man.
Good kid,
I could
mate.
never look him in the eye again.
I went carol singing at 15, 16.
It was a good earner. What?
Gonna Let's start December, we'll go together, shall we?
It was full of like 50 pences and 10 pences, but it all spends, doesn't it?
I went carol singing with fucking 15.
On your own, though?
No,
Or
there was
with-
3 of us.
Oh, 3 of you.
Trio.
They were like Bee Gees, man.
Whatever.
Tommy Pepper.
Good lad, though.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
And when he dropped that, I was like, legend. I knew that I'd always stay in touch with him. I speak to him on Facebook still. He's in Belgium doing his thing, but great lad. And then Howard was gone. And the thing was, once he got towards the end of his speech, because then he carried on his speech, and I think Steve Cotterill thought that initially I thought if they'd been Howard, they're going to give me the job. That's why I think he come, because at the time, I think he was Bristol City manager, or he was doing Stoke. He might have been Stoke.
He was involved, yeah.
He was a manager somewhere, and he decided to come as a number 2.
I think it was Stoke.
Yeah. And he decided to come as a number 2, so he thought Sunderland's a massive club. As soon as Howard gets the bullet, I'm going to get the job. And the club, obviously, we're looking at McCarthy, not him. So he was behind Howard.
Sobbing.
He was. I remember that.
More so because
What,
he's
he
not
was
getting the job,
actually-
probably.
Actually, like...
Oh, no.
like that. And
Cottrell's crying while he's taking his scarf off. So it's just like...
Pepper's in corner dancing. He's in other corner singing Silent Night.
Wait a minute.
but that's the thing. I don't know why he weren't there.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't know why.
I know I
you
was
weren't
in. I
there.
know I done my knee.
We were in December, were it? You probably had a gig on.
Killed it.
That's when you earn your money as a Christmas caroller. December. You have a quiet January. Fuck me.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I didn't know that about Tommy.
You might have been in America because you got your knee done in America.
Yeah.
Might have been over there, mate.
Oh, I don't think that's the last time Christmas caroling at 16-year-old's going to come up.
So it's going to have to come up again. Look, Pipes has just drew that out of it, didn't it? Value for
10 of those.
Brilliant.
What a fella.
Oh, fair
Tenner,
play.
Top man, mate.
Your best earner.
Yeah.
Over the...
You normally buzzing with a quid, aren't you? If you get
Yeah,
a
yeah.
quid chunk, you're happy.
At
But 10 that was
at 15, 16, a quid chunk.
I was probably early 15.
Yeah.
But I know I was
Getting deeper and deeper this
The thing
all,
is,
isn't
I must have been 16 because I was playing the reserves at 16. So I'm turning out with Tommy Pepper on a Tuesday at fucking New Ferrens Park. It was Christmas caroling the week before.
Oh, dear.
Oh. Did you get on with Mick when he come in?
I did. Mick McCarthy, top man. Honest, really honest, and sometimes quite cutting with what he, the information that he gave you. But as soon as we was in there, mate, I was like, he's good, man.
He's brilliant.
I like him.
Yeah.
I mean, after football, when I had some like struggles and troubles, like he was on the blower to me and that. He's sound geezer. Good manager as well.
I don't think we've not heard a bad word about him,
Nah.
I don't think, have we?
It's because he's honest. I think that's the most important thing. He's like, you were fucking shit today, Pipes. I was like, oh, cheers, Gaffer. But
That's how we'd say it as well.
yeah.
He'd just come
Fucking
out with it
shit
like that.
today,
Yeah,
Pipes.
but you'd know that. But you're happy with that?
Yeah, but the thing that I liked, because growing up, I had loads of coaches that would tell you when you're shit, but when you're good, they're fucking silent. When you was good, he'd fucking tell you as well.
Yeah.
And I think players really respect that. He was a top man.
His assistant as well, Taff. Ian Evans.
Oh, mate. Taff was a
Unbelievable.
legend. I mean,
His hip was fucked, wasn't it?
yeah,
The
the way that
one
he
hip
used to
and
walk.
he couldn't barely walk, but he used to whip these balls in, crossing and
Yeah.
shooting. Used to swing
Both
his,
footed as well.
knock it up, Taff.
Sounds
Both-footed.
like a flick. I'll put that low.
Somebody put a thing on, and I didn't know about this, asking about what happened with Wrighty and Tommy Butler.
What happened?
I don't know. Said, did Wrighty and Tommy Butler fall out? Brownie might already know about it.
No. I didn't know. Stephen Wright was my next door neighbour as well.
Yeah.
You ought to have gone round there, Christmas carol.
It's too far. Castle Eden. It was Castle Eden, wasn't it?
Castle Eden, yeah.
It's too far. Couldn't
No, but
walk
if you
it.
got a tenner from Pepper,
He's a tight fucker.
hey,
He's not giving us.
you got a tenner from Pepper. Get a taxi to the fucking big dogs.
You're going to mince pie and that's it.
You were a first teamer when I was.
No, we're still out. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I was still humble. Knew where my bread was buttered.
still humble.
He knocked the Christmas carol on the head when he went to Norwich. 21.
What's this story about you on the toilet?
Oh, fucking hell.
With Mick McCarthy.
So there's a goalkeeper called Thomas Meyer and a Scandinavian boy who uses these teabag things. Do you guys
snooze.
know about these tea bags?
Yeah, I've got some here.
Oh, fucking hell. He got you started on them as well. There you go. So
There's an advert in there for Siberian.
So snooze, for people that don't know, is like tobacco in a tea bag. Little tea bag. You put it, in your gum. And Thomas Meyer sort of said, Pipes, you want to try one of these? And I was like, well, he weren't American, but he goes, you want to try one of these? I said, yeah, I'd love to. What is it? And he said, it'll just relax you before training. Yeah, I did. I was always up for stuff like that. And he was like, do you want to do it? And I said, what do you do with it? And he said, well, there's a few things. I can't remember if it was Thomas Meyer or Tor Andre Flo. Thomas Meyer was the first one that gave me one. But one of them Scandinavian boys, either Bjorklund, Flo, Thomas Meyer Sorensen, one of them said to me, they're also good to put under your foreskin after sex. And I was like, what the hell? So I said, give me a couple
It was
of them.
fresh. It was fresh out the box when he gave it you.
No, he took it out from down there.
Here, try one of these.
Parmesan flavour.
It's like putting a fucking scampi fry up.
So he's gave me this tea bag, and I've gone, brilliant, I'm going to try it. And I said, can I use it before training? He goes, better before training, relaxes you, you go out, you'll be awesome. So I thought, brilliant. So I've took it and I've gone for a shit before we go out to train, like I normally would. Training starts at 10 o'clock, 9:15, on the toilet, 15, 20 minutes, read the paper, got one of these snoozes in for the first time ever. Next thing I know, Pops! It's the gaffer. I'm like, fucking hell. Hello? Yeah, Pipes, where are you? I said, I'm in the toilet. I said, what's the matter? So I fucking wipe my ass, pull my fucking shorts up, go outside. Mick McCarthy's like, I said, am I late for training, gaffer? He goes, late for training? He goes, training finished fucking 20 minutes ago. I fucking put the snooze up. And it's fucking boom. Wipe me out, mate. Fucking.
Like some of train spotting.
And the gaffer knew, because I'm just honest, I'm always honest. I went, gaffer, I've put one of these in, and I thought it was just like to relax, mates. Maybe go sleep. He's gone, no, mate, that's a week's wages. And I've gone, a week's wage, gaffer. He did shorten it in the end, but putting that tea bag in cost me about fucking $5 bags. $5 for a little tea bag.
I bet you were well cleared out though, weren't you? Just did 2.5 hours on ban.
Totally wiped out.
You just missed training?
Missed training completely. Didn't even know. And you got to think, so I've gone in there, 9:30, training starts at 10, probably lasts till 12, 12:15. Mate, he's come back in 15 minutes after 12:15, 12, 3 hours, mate.
You've had 3 hours on the shitter.
2.5, 3 hours just.
That's a ring on the old thighs, isn't it?
When I first
next day's paper.
Gaffer!
Next day's paper when they coming out.
Oh, so obviously, during your Sunderland career, you hit the injury troubles. So was that during Mick McCarthy when it really started?
Yeah, so I think I played the first 13 games. Peter Reid got sacked. I played that first game under Howard against West Ham, got dragged. Was playing reserve games, and then Think got injured in one of the reserve games. So literally 3 months in to my Sunderland career.
What was it? What did you do originally?
Knee.
What, cruciate or?
Yeah, cruciate.
I've got you. You've had 50 knee operations. Is that right?
No, 18.
18. Bit off.
50?
Bit off then, isn't it?
50? Where'd you read that?
Fucking Frankenstein didn't have 50 operations. Jesus Christ.
The thing is, though, 18 still a lot.
18 still an outrage.
9 on each knee, so it sort of like evened itself out. But that was like the first major one. I had a couple of little tidy ups when I was at Leicester, but that was the first major one, and it put me out for a long time. And then it would be literally get back, play 3 games, injured again.
But why though? Because cruciates, sometimes people prefer doing a cruciate because you know that when you're back, you're back. So why did you keep breaking down?
Mine was more cartilage. So I've got this thing. When I went to see Stedman, a surgeon in America, you went to see him.
He was the top dog.
Yeah, he was like the top man. He was like, unfortunately, you've got a condition called lax ligaments where... So when you, especially when you were like me and you're twisting and turning all the time as a winger, when you stop at high speeds to turn in a different direction, my knee joint would basically, my ligaments that are supposed to fire and keep it in place were lax. So they let the knee joint slide.
Is that even before you did the ops?
Yeah.
That's
This
just
is
genetics.
something I'm just
Yeah.
born
It's hereditary.
with. It's hereditary. I'm born with it. So when I was stopping at high speeds, my knee capsule, other people's would move like half an inch and then click back into place. Mine would go like 1.5 inches, 2 inches. So you can imagine that shearing
So it's just
that was
Wearing
going on.
away.
like an obscene amount. Like obviously there's stress on your knees, but this is just like double
It's like sanding.
double the stress.
Just sanding down constantly.
Sanding the bones and the bone to bone together, but tearing cartilage
Yeah.
was my problem. So once you've got a torn cartilage, there's hardly any blood flow to your knee, and then they don't repair, so you have to have an operation. You're out for 2-3 months, back again, same thing happens. And he said to me, that Steadman said, there's no operation that can sort that problem because you can't tighten up ligaments. You just got to try and work on your muscles to do the ligaments job for them.
So is he saying that's it?
So he didn't initially, and then I went back another time, and then another time, then I had a few operations in Leicester.
You just keep breaking
a
down.
few in Bradford. It just kept going, time after time after time. I get back 2-3 games, injured again, same again for 5 years, and then in the end I go back out to Steadman. Steadman's like, mate, it's time to call it a day. But to be fair, the weird thing is when he said that, I didn't think, oh fuck no. I thought, thank fuck for that.
Yeah,
It's a bit of a
Glad it was
relief.
all
Do
over.
you know what I mean? Like,
you've had 4.5 years pretty much injured. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lonely place anyway, being injured, but 4.5 years pretty much.
It was a
Building
weird
yourself
feeling.
up for a return and then coming back
down again, then 2-3 games doing all right, and then injured again. I was like, pfft. And when I got that information from the main man, the expert, I thought, because most people in that situation will go, oh no, I want a second opinion. But when he said it and I knew he was the main man, I thought, thank fuck for that.
Yeah.
This is all over. So I flew back, went and see Mick McCarthy. He was sound about it. That's when I felt I did help the club out a little bit because I still had, I don't know, 18 months, 20 months left on a contract at good wages. And in the end, I think they owed me nearly $1 million, and I took 250,000, and it was like mutual consent. But my agent was going, pinstripes.
It's not still fucking crocodile shoes, is it?
Yeah, still crocodile shoes, mate. And he was like, you could get way more than that.
Hold up, why have you done that?
Just because, and it came up recently, and this is not to be a hero or anything like that. It's just a person, I thought, like, I weigh things up, what's fair in my head. If I thought I was fair to be owed that money, I would take it. I had hardly played. I hadn't played very much. And this situation come up not so long ago with Jack Rodwell. Now, some players say it's only a short career, get as much as you can, because if it was the other way around, the club would fuck you off. I understand that.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, and I do understand that. But I felt like the club had paid me a lot of money for the 3-4 years that I was there. They still owed me this much, but I've hardly played. And I know it's not my fault. But I just felt like I'm not owed that. It felt like I'm not owed
But
it because I'm not playing for them.
You don't have to answer it, but are you in a position then at that point where you're all right for life?
No.
But that money could make you and your family all right for life.
But it would mean me staying at the football club, not playing and just sort of hanging around, taking the money.
It just shows how much of a bad place you were in if you're willing to walk away from 750 grand just so you're not in the building, just to be away from all of that.
Yeah, and that's not on Sunderland. That was just where I was as a person.
Yeah, and you break it down all the time.
As
You
a
could have
person.
got 600 grand.
Yeah, if I held
They're
out,
still saving 400.
Yeah.
if I held out, there was no doubt I could have had another 300,000-400,000. But, and what I told you before we came on, my brother and his mates were going on a snowboarding trip.
Well, surely snowboarding's got to be the worst thing if you've got this with the ligaments where the.
Well, yeah, but I think it was that release. Imagine you've been told what to do every day since you're getting the first. Well, longer than that. Since you signed professional contract, you're not allowed to ride a motorbike. You're not allowed to go skiing or snowboarding. You're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to do that. You got to eat this food. You can't drink this. You can't take these drugs. You can't do that. You're like, and it got to that point where I was so down, I wanted to fucking experience all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which a lot of people don't get, and it was my own fault because what happened after was a disaster. But basically, it gets to that point. I said to Sunderland, do the deal. I'll take that and I'll leave.
You just want to get away.
I want to get away. I'll take that and I'll leave. And remember, a year before that, I actually deferred my wages for a year. So I had a 5-year contract. I got into the 4th year, and Sunderland came on financial troubles. And they came to me and they said, can you stay on the same money? So we owe you this between year 4 and year 5 of your contract, but can we extend your contract to 6 years, but it's the same money?
So you take it off.
So that's where the extra. That's where I was working it out year-wise. So that's where your extra. You'd still got 2 years left. So that's where that came. They gave you an extra year basically to.
But no money.
Right.
They gave me an extra year's contract, but no extra
You're just
money.
halving your money, really.
Well, basically, they're spreading the money that I'm owed for a year over 2 years. So the club's doing better, not me.
Yeah.
And they offered that to a few players. I think a few might have said yes. A lot said no. I said yes because I was on that same sort of thinking that I'm always injured and I'm not helping the club in any way, so I'll do it.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then it gets to the end, and then I thought, I want to go away. I want to experience all them things that I ain't experienced before, because I started to get in a low place because of all the injuries. And then I went away, and I went fucking snowboarding, and my fucking knees were decent. They were all right. It was mad. It was mad. And I was just full boring it from the top to the bottom. Never snowboarded in my life. Just went nuts.
Bad knees. Eddie the Eagle in it up on the slopes. There's a time and a place.
Yeah, just flying down, but it felt like a release.
Yeah.
I remember sitting on the top of the Alps thinking, life's decent. It's all right. Even though football had finished in not a good way.
Did you have your own insurance?
Yeah, and I didn't get it. It's for 1.8 million. And that's probably why I felt all right at the top of the Alps at that point.
You thought you were getting
I
it.
thought I was
your
getting
insurance
1.8 million. And listen, when you both know, when you sign an insurance document, even at them times, so I can't even imagine what they're like now, they're fucking this thick. So I ain't reading through it all. My agent clearly didn't. And one of the small points clauses in there, was if you've had 3 or more operations on the certain part of your body that you're trying to finish on, the insurance is null and void.
And you
So
had
I was trying to
8
finish
on each?
on a left knee, and I had already had I've had operations post football,
right.
but at the time I had 4 on my left knee, 5 or 6 on my right, and I was trying to finish on my left though because that was actually the worst. So in the clause, so they just come back. I'm sitting at the top of the fucking Alps with a cigar, thinking getting 1.8, and no, it came back.
So did you take the
settlement?
The settlement
Yeah, I took
before you knew about insurance. So
Yeah,
did
yeah.
that play a big part? You thought, well, I'm insured anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I suppose so. That was definitely in my thinking, definitely. But I took, so for the settlement, I took 100 grand up front cash, and I took a 20 month non-playing contract for 10 grand a month, tax free. So I got paid 10 grand a month from Sunderland for 20 months to make up the 200 grand because they were struggling, obviously. So that's why I took it. I didn't take it all as a lump, and 100 grand up front. But I felt like I was helping the club at that point because instead of paying me 850, 900, I took that. But then I didn't get the 1.8, and then I was a little bit like,
Oh dear.
yeah, fuck. And when I was getting the worst thing I did was take the 10 over a period of time, because if I took it all as a lump, I would have probably paid my house off.
You could have done. You could have done a lot more with it than you.
Yeah, but because it was coming in at 10, and I'm still got all these things coming out my accounts because you're living as a footballer, it takes a period of time to sort of chop everything
Acclimatise
down.
back to normal life.
Exactly.
Or be normal for the first time, really.
So for them 20 months, I was still living like a footballer, going out in London, getting tables, going Dubai, going here, first class, buying watches, clothes. So it gets to the end of that 20 months, then you're like, fuck,
Shit. Yeah.
where's that 200 bag gone? It's gone. Do you know what I mean? And then the few savings and investments that you've put in place, you're dragging all them out, taking all them out, and then you think, right, I'll pull it all in, and what have I got? And I had about, 500. So it wasn't a lot. I mean, it was a lot, but not for a Premier League footballer.
Not at 26.
Yeah,
You were
26.
26-ish, wasn't you?
Yeah. So it's all there. And then I thought, it's fucking great. I can live like a footballer for another 2 years. That was my major problem. Because
So
then,
That's short. You're just thinking short term.
short term,
I've got enough for another 2 years.
I got enough here to live how I'm living
Then what?
now for another 2 years.
Then what?
So within them 2 years, though, was fucking boozing every day.
Yeah, I want to speak to you because when we were at Sunderland, you were obviously injured a lot of the time that I was with you. But you never used to drink then.
No, I didn't drink, mate.
Like, Pipe was out for the years that he spoke about, but you used to work your bollocks off. You never used to drink it. I remember we went to Dublin on the Christmas do, and you did have a drink.
I had
And
two or three Guinnesses and I was steaming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you were like, this is why I don't drink. I don't know if it was because you felt drunk or you weren't in the right, but you were like, this is why I don't. And
yeah,
But
I'm just one of them kids that never drank. You know, growing up, I was that determined to become a professional footballer, and my old man always associated making it as living well, not drinking, eating well, sleeping well, like fucking
Giving it your balls, really.
Yeah.
And
Giving
I'll
it
say
your balls.
again, like the amount of time that you're out, you did give it your best in terms of in the gym doing your stuff.
yeah, mate. I was always
It wasn't a case of like he was injured, he just kind of tossed it off. You give up.
First in, mate, last out. I always felt like that. I was in the swimming pool at 7 a.m, Sunderland. At the time, it was unheard of. There was a few other players that were injured and, worked hard, of course. But I was always like, I'm determined to get back. And that's part of my thinking with why I didn't take what I took, what I was owed. Because I was like, and I'm not trying to be a hero. I don't want to be a hero. And people think, oh, fucking hell, what a good lad. It weren't that. It's my mind has always been ultimate professional. Do this, do that. So then that's why I probably needed that release as well.
Yeah.
So going
Because
snowboarding
you've done
with my
that for
brother.
so many years.
Yeah, I think so. And say so strict. And then it starts on weekends and living well and then going down London and going here and doing that. And then I remember the first time I had a fag. Never had a fag in my life. Got to 26, 27. And there was my marriage not my marriage, she was my fiance. It sort of broke down. She'd gone back to Leicester with my boys, my 3 boys, 2 boys at the time. She'd gone back to Leicester. We sort of split up, and I was sort of free and single.
Still living in Sunderland? Or had you moved?
Yeah, well, I was sort of doing in between because I was trying to get all the stuff back down from Sunderland to Leicester and sort of doing the transition. And I was out and I was in Marbella and I was drinking and I was spending money everywhere. And I met this girl and she was a model and she was like, this is how stupid it sounds now, but she was like, do you smoke? And to impress her, it was like that peer pressure. I went, yeah, I smoke. Never smoked a fag in my life. I went, yeah, I smoke. Give us one of them here. Like that. I smoked, and this is how I found out now as I got older. I've got an addictive personality. So she gave me a fag. I coughed myself through the first one. An hour later, I'd smoked 13 fags. Do you know what I mean? It's like that addictive personality, and then as you move on and you get back to Leicester, and like you're still buzzing from the high in Marbella, but you ain't got the drink, the girls, the parties, the going out anymore. Then you're like, fuck it, let's have a party at home. Right, I'm drinking, and then I drink, and then a guy comes round who says, oh, do you fancy some weed? Oh, what's weed? Boom, start smoking weed. Shit, fucking hell, this is
Trevor's
wicked.
turned up again.
I coughed my way through the first one. I had 13 joints in the first hour.
So basically what I'm trying to say is it just snowballed really quickly.
Do you think that's a lot to do with, like you've just said, ultimate professional.
I'm shocked, like you saying this.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I remember
But you've
you.
lost
That's
that.
how I remember him.
You've not got that focus anymore.
Yeah.
of
That's
the-
not
being the
no
ultimate
structure,
professional.
really.
So now you've got to replace it with something else.
Yeah, no structure, no focus. Because I talk about this now. I do mental health chats and addiction talks because it hit me for 6. Because I didn't see it coming. Just a normal kid, always dedicated to football. Didn't drink, didn't smoke, no abusive background, anything that some people sometimes relate those kind of issues to.
So you got no sort of, apart from your injury, there were no other reasons to go down that route?
No, not at all. I mean, the injury and then finishing football.
Which is probably enough, don't get me wrong, that's enough to send you that way.
But bear in mind,
prior to...
sorry, Johnny. Bear in mind as well. You said it was a relief when they said you were finished.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was
you,
a shock.
you were happy to get away from it, but you
Yeah.
mustn't have been.
Well, the thing that fell down for me, I mean, looking back now, is focus and structure are 2 massive things in my life. If I've replaced football now with business and fitness. So I work in the gym every day. If I don't do it, I don't feel right. I've got to do it. I've got to keep myself fit. It's good for me mentally as well as physically. But then business, tunnel vision on business and trying to grow my
You've got
academy.
a goal. You've got another
Yeah,
another
there's
goal.
that goal there which gives you a focus. When I didn't have anything in front of me to look
Focus
at,
on.
what am I trying to achieve? It just became a whole lot of nothing. So I started drinking. And even people say, what about your kids? What about like this? What about family? And it was like, it got to that point. I was doing a litre of whiskey a day. And it weren't even good whiskey. It was fucking Bell's from the...
Is that a shitter whiskey, is it?
Bell's is
From
the
the
shittest
office.
whiskey
Is it?
you can get. And it was like from the... It
Did
weren't
the
from the
job.
off licence, it was from the garage down the road. And when I knew I really had a problem, is I used to go down there in the morning and I went to 18 stone. You're seeing me now 14 stone 2. I played in the Premier League at 11 and a half stone. I was 18, nearly 18 and a half stone. I was, for me, I was huge because my frame's not a big frame. And I used to walk down the garage, and I used to come round the corner of the garage where my estate is, and you come round, and the geezer who was working there just used to see me coming and go, reach back and get a bottle of Bell's and put it on the counter.
Shit.
When he started doing that, I thought, fuck, I've got a problem. But by then, it's habit.
Yeah.
You're addicted.
So
you
were you drinking like lager before it, and then, or were you just bummed
No,
straight at whatever
straight
time
on
it was on the
mate.
bells?
Woke up in the morning. My favourite thing to do was wake up in the morning, and obviously everyone had left me. My mates were sort of not around. My brother was still speaking to me, but he'd call me a loser. And growing up, I was like his hero because he's like 18 months younger than me, and he always wanted to be a footballer.
Why did your mates spin you? Is that one of the reasons because you're not a footballer
No,
anymore?
because I'm fucking getting into fights on weekends, started turning into a person that's not nice to hang around with.
So they sort of got the end of the tether with you, really,
Yeah, no.
pretty much.
I mean, they kept it for a long time, but then I started trying to... I look back now, it was awful. You know, the drink gets you and you're trying to manipulate people. If you don't come out with me tonight, I ain't speaking to you again. I ain't going to fuck you as a mate. What? Fuck off. I ain't coming out with you if you're talking like that. So I go out on my own. Then I get steaming. Then I say something stupid to someone. I get filled in. So I was waking up in the morning with battered, fucking teeth missing, like waking up in places that I didn't even... I had no clue where I was. Like, couldn't find all my clothes. Fucking shocking. The worst time of my life. And you never know what happens to you because you can't remember the night before. You don't know what's happened. Waking up in all these situations, and then luckily my old dear, and I didn't know she was doing it, she got in touch with this place called Sporting Chance, which is Tony Adams's charity.
Clinic.
And they said, listen, he's got to want it for himself because you can't just turn up. He's got to want it for himself. It's got to be 24 hours clean and sober. So this is probably 11 months of me drinking every day, and
Proper drinking and all. If you're drinking fucking the old Bell's paint stripper.
yeah. And I went down there. So they say, come down. Got to be sober when you turn up. we'll do sort of an interview with you, and then we'll take it from there. And I can say this because he said it in public, so I'm allowed to say this because you're not normally allowed to say it. So I went down there on my like sort of interview day, sort of. They interview you. They want to help everyone, but
So who
they've got to
took you
make
down?
sure.
Then? Your
My old
brother,
dear.
your mum took you down.
My old dear took me down. She's the only one who... My dad didn't know what to say because he was like, didn't have a clue how to deal with it. So he was talking to me, but he didn't know what to do. So he just sort of arm's distance. My brother was not really talking to me. My mates were gone. My missus had left with the kids. So there was sort of no one left. My mum stayed, and she was sort of coming round every day and trying to help me. And she took me down. We drove down. I said, yeah, I'm going to stay sober. I'm going to stay sober. And I had took a little like flask in my bag, because then you can't start to function without the booze. So then I was fucking drinking on the way down every time we stopped, because it's down near Southampton way. And we got down there, and I was not drunk. I styled it out well, but I had stuff in my system. And I walked in. One of the first geezers I seen, Paul Gascoigne. He was like, how are you, mate? He didn't know me, obviously, but he gave me a hug. He said, do you want a cup of tea, big man? And I was like, fucking hell. Like, because when I was growing up, Ian Wright, I've got a couple of legends. He was one of them. I was like, didn't know what to say. I was like a bit like, fucking hell.
Did he look in a bad way?
No,
Just
no.
normal?
He looked good. I think he had been in there, and he was coming to the end of his time, and then they start interviewing the new boys who they're going to bring in for the next crop. So he was sort of finishing off, and he looked good, and he made me a cup of tea, and he said, he just said, it just gets hold of you, doesn't it, mate? And the way that he spoke, and he was just fucking sound geezer. You know, there's someone, I've met him since as well. He comes to Leicester a lot because he lives in Leicester now. So he comes to the Leicester games a lot, and I met him and I've told him that story, and he can't remember it, but I'll never forget it. It's one of them ones where you're like, fucking Paul Gascoigne made me a cup of tea. And it was that.
See, I think at the time, you're probably thinking,
Good brew.
I'd rather have a fucking night out with you, mate, than fucking you met me a cup of tea.
Thing is, who told the story when he made the cups of tea? Glenn Little told the story. Made everybody a cup of tea, but he put laxative in it.
Oh, fuck.
He could have done you there.
So he was sound, and then I was like, I started feeling like, oh, I've had enough of this now. The doc was telling me your liver's starting to become fucked. You like, if you don't stop soon, you're going to be fucked. But I was also on this other thing called Valium. So Valium is like a fear drug. You take a Valium, and people take it if they don't like flying or whatever, and you sort of get on the plane, and you're like, come on, let's fucking get in the air. That's what it makes you feel like.
A bit like the old snooze.
Yeah.
I don't matter where I'm flying
Yeah.
to.
So it was like I was taking that, and I was obviously drinking the whiskey, and then I went in there, and it changed for me. Like you do counselling, you do football training again, you do all sorts, and they ignited a passion in me to coach football. So then I thought, fuck it. And while I was in there, I had the idea to do what I'm doing now, but that was literally 10 years ago. But I had the first idea for what I'm doing now, I had it in there. I wanted my own academy, football, and I wanted to take young lads in that were sort of struggling and use football as the carrot to get them an education and like give them a focus.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
So you went into the Priory, obviously doing a bottle of whiskey a day. When you come out, what were your thought process when you came out?
Yeah, that was difficult because while you're in there, you go to AA, and AA is Alcoholics Anonymous, and you sort of go in, and people are talking about, each to their own, but people were talking about, there was this one guy, I always remember it, he told a story about, I've hid it that well from my wife now, I've poured all the vodka in my window wiper sprayer.
On the car?
In his car, and he'd go in there at night, pretend he's working on his car with his bonnet up, and he's got a straw at his window wiper sprayer, like drinking, and I'm like, fuck me, mine ain't like that.
I'm not as bad as that.
So then you're always putting yourself up against who you're bad as, who you're worse than, who's it. But it's not about that. It's about if you've got a problem to control drinking and if you can't stop. So all these people are talking, but then it started to get... I'd go to it for 3 or 4 months, and then people would be like, I walked by a pub today and I nearly passed out. And I thought, you know what? I think I could drink and control it. I think I just used it to
As the escapism.
yeah, as the escape to get away from all that shit that was going on because football had finished and I didn't know what
And
I
it was
wanted
about
to do.
understanding that and getting your head around it.
I think so, and some people you will talk like that to, who haven't touched a drink in 20 years, and say that's fucking dangerous thinking like that. You can't do that because they'd say to me in there as well in Tony Adams' place that if you touch a drink again, it will be the end.
Relapse.
It will be the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
Like you'll
Right.
kill yourself because you can't stop. And I always thought, but I can stop. But I just got into a habit of drinking whiskey every day because I didn't have a focus. Now I've got a focus again. And when I came out from Tony Adams' place, I didn't drink for 28 months. So nearly 3 years. I didn't touch a drink. And then I got to a point in my life where my relationship with my ex-missus, I didn't get back with her, but we had a good, strong relationship for the kids. I was seeing the kids nearly half the week. She has them half the week, I have them half the week. I met a new woman that I love. My friends came back into it. My family connections were close again. And
So you built all them bridges back up then?
yeah, they were sort of
pretty
back
much.
up. And it was so dangerous because the first time it was a glass of red wine.
That's what I was about to ask.
Yeah.
For 28 months, you've not had a drink, and you've obviously got to the point where you thought, I'm going to have one.
Yeah, I
It still
feel
could have gone
alright.
either way.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What
Was that a
was...
scary moment?
It was fucking petrifying because
Because you felt you were in control.
I said, this in this glass or whatever it is not stronger than me. That's what I felt.
Yeah.
And a lot of people tell you that's the wrong
That's
way
the
to think.
difference.
Yeah, but I thought I feel in a good place. I had a focus again. I started thinking about building this academy and coaching. And so I just went, fuck it. And I picked this glass of red wine.
In a
up.
blasé attitude?
A little
in
bit.
a bit of a blasé way?
A
Like,
little
oh,
bit.
fuck it, I can do it.
Yeah, but at the
But
time
with
it was a big
confidence
thing.
in that.
Yeah,
I can
in the
do
fact
this
that
and
I'll
it's
be
not
all right. One thing I've always said to myself, I'll never drink whiskey again. And I've not. But I love a beer. Occasionally I have a glass of wine, but I feel good. I feel like I don't overdo it.
See, I didn't know all this. If I'd have known all this, I wouldn't have had a pint me now.
Did you not?
No?
Really? No, but I've been drinking now for the last... How long is it? 7 years?
At
8
least
years.
you've not just said, well, that first glass was, it was all right.
That's the first one I've had in 15 years.
I've been drinking 7 years now. I've not stopped.
It's them. Say when I go out Saturday, Sunday, the Monday, Tuesday is horrible. You know,
Yeah.
that makes us not want to drink.
Yeah. And,
You know what I mean? It's
Mm.
you're not in a good place, are you? And
no, and you get the thought processes in your head, you feel down, and that's why I drank again. Because if you drink again then, it makes you feel better.
Yeah, but
what is
then
this
that's
back when you were on the whiskey?
Yeah.
So you just didn't sober up?
So I was drinking, say, Friday night, Saturday night, because they're the nights that people go out and drink. Yeah? And then all of a sudden, if you start drinking on Sunday night, people go, fuck, drinking on Sunday night, you got work tomorrow. I didn't.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I drink on a Sunday night, and then it changed into that feeling you've just said, Brian, of like,
Depressant in itself.
Oh, it's horrible.
fucking depressed. Oh, what am I going to do?
Everybody else is at work.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to do. Fuck it. I used to put Jeremy Kyle on, and I used to fucking boom, get on it again. So, and it just took over like that. But I do drink now. I have been drinking for the last 7 years. I'm not going to deny that. Some people come on when they hear my story and they say, "Fuck off! I can't believe you started drinking again." But I told them guys in Tony Adams' place, I don't feel like I'm an alcoholic. I feel I got into a rut of feeling shit and not wanting that feeling of depressed when you've had loads to drink. So drank again and again and again and again. And it just lasted for me for 11 months.
So do you know after your first glass of red wine, did you just have the one?
No. I had that. Then I had 3 or 4 beers. Then I was steaming. And
Did you like it? The feeling of being pissed again?
yeah.
Well,
I
like the
did.
morning after, did you feel regret?
a little bit. The first morning after, I felt like shit, like that. But I didn't overdo it on the first night.
In whose company were you in?
I was in really close friends.
Right. So
Really close friends.
Were
company.
they sort of like, fucking hell, Pipes? Come on, mate.
No, he was like, listen, whatever you want to do. I remember we had a hotel room. We were staying in a hotel for the night and we were going out in Leicester. I was meeting a few girls. One of them who now is my wife.
Bit of Dutch
Mad
courage.
story. Yeah, I think so. And we went out and I remember that feeling of being like, feel good, feel nice. I weren't fretting like, oh, shit, I've drunk again. I weren't like that. I was like, cool, I feel all right. And my mate was like, mate, it's just a drink, mate. You'll be fine. And obviously that's dangerous with some people, because if you say that to some people and then it goes the wrong way. But I think he knew. He knew with me, and I felt comfortable in his company and who we went to meet. And listen, I've got one of them stories where it's worked out for me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like an alcoholic to be listening to this
And think.
that'll
do
work
that.
for me like that, because I think everyone's different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it feels as though, and the life that I live at the minute, as long as I've got focus and structure, I'll be all right. Who knows? I'm never saying that I'll never have a problem with drink again. I'm saying who knows if that structure and focus left my life.
Would you spiral back into?
I just
into
don't
that?
know.
But it's that awareness that's the solution.
Yeah. I think so.
Part of the solution.
Well, obviously we've had Dino, haven't we? Dean Windass. And he's had problems with obviously depression and drink to a certain extent. And Dino's the same as you. Dino he don't drink through the week, and he'll have a drink on a Friday and a Saturday. Monday morning comes and he's not bothered through the week.
Everybody that we've had on, it seems to be like, I know Clark Lyle was saying that he didn't class himself as an alcoholic. He felt like he could pick and choose. He just had to do something, whether it was gambling, just as an escape, what you said.
Yeah.
So with you, it was that, wasn't it? You didn't class yourself as an alcoholic. You just had to do something to get away from reality.
I don't know if, obviously can't speak from experience, but I don't think you don't realise you're an alcoholic until you realise it.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Or you'd
no, I
stop
know what he
earlier.
means by that.
You'd stop earlier.
Yeah.
So like, if you're, as Pipe said, 11 months, right? If
You're
you'd
well
have got,
into being an alcoholic before you realise.
if you'd have got to 5 months and thought I'm an alcoholic, you'd have gone to the Priory after 5 months, not 11 months.
Do you know if your mum
Denial.
if your mum didn't do that?
I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done that. I remember back to that time. It was crazy times, crazy. Like, and this is hard to admit. I've said it before, so it's not a new thing that you're getting.
Well, it's not a scoop for us. Fucking hell, Pipes.
Well, do you know what? It's sort of, I've massed over it before, but it's because you don't want to admit it because it's difficult. But when I was drunk, and I've said it recently on something. I took about, I don't know. I was so drunk, I don't know, between 40 and 60 pills, and that can kill people.
Well, a paracetamol.
So all of them, like everything, Valium, paracetamol, everything was there, and I
Was
just
that
took
in
some-
mind?
I don't know. I honestly don't know, because I was so drunk. And what I did, and I live near a graveyard, and my granddad's buried there, my mum's dad, and she was the only one that was seeing me anymore. I had my dog and I had my mum. They're the two that were the only seeing me. My brother was still seeing me, but he weren't liking what he was seeing. And I tipped all these pills out on the side, and I just grabbed them all, and I was like putting them in my mouth like Smarties and just fucking drinking it back. And I remember feeling, oh, you bastard, something's going wrong. And then I was getting stomach cramps and then like heart palpitations. I was like, fuck, I'm going to die. And I walked through the back of my estate and into this graveyard and laid on my granddad's grave. Right? And went sleep, fucking just went into like not a coma, but fucking...
You were just out of it.
Yeah. And my mum came round the house, and at the time, everyone was on panic. fucking hell, has he killed himself? Is he going to kill himself? Is this happening? What's going on?
Where is he?
Fucking hell, where is he? What's happening? And she thought, because I never told anyone, I left my phone at home, I left everything at home, no one knew where I was. My mum was like, wonder if he's gone up the graveyard, because I was really close to my granddad growing up. So she fucking drove around there, and I'm laying there with all them pills, fucking passed out. So she dragged me into the car, fucking drove down the hospital, and I woke up and I was like fucked. Woke up and I was like, and all I remember is there was these two doctors standing over me, and they were arguing, and my mum was arguing with them whether to section me or not. You know, like to put me in a mental institution, because they thought I'd tried to kill myself, and they were asking me them questions. Did you try and kill yourself? But of course you're going to say, no. Well, why did you take all them pills? We've had to pump your stomach. They pumped my stomach. This is the weird thing. They made me drink charcoal. So they get charcoal, and then they pour this stuff on it, and it sort of like turns it liquefied, and then you drink it, because when it goes into your stomach, apparently, it draws the drugs to it.
Really?
So it don't like.
It's a bit like putting a sponge in, then, really.
Yeah, to like drag it in. Mad. So, and then these two doctors were arguing about sectioning me, and I thought, and my mum was like, she tells the story now. She said, if you got sectioned then, it could have been like the start of something, like a real not good place. So, but luckily they didn't section me. I didn't die.
And you're still none the wiser, as in to think, did I just take the drugs for another sort of probably a high, really, just to get more off your tits, off your face, or
it weren't that,
or do you take it thinking in a subconscious way, thinking, I've fucking had enough?
I think so. Like, and people, I think it was more like this. You got to remember, you fucking a litre whiskey deep.
You've been pissed for 11 months,
steaming,
or however long it were.
Fucked. You ain't got no one really left other than you old dear who's coming round, and you got your dog. And I thought, fuck it. That's what I thought. So whether that means I tried to kill myself, I don't think I actually sat there and thought, I'm going to take my own life today. I don't believe I did that, but I believe I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
So however people want to construe that.
But case sera, what will be, will be. I'm going to take them, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. Sort of that kind of thing.
It's just mad that these decisions are made, like when you've just had a litre bottle of whiskey. Do you know, like?
It's mad, mate. And that's why when you hear all these stories coming up about people that have taken their own life, a lot of the time, like, I don't want to talk for anyone else, but for me, I always look at them kind of stories and think there's some that are in such a dark place that they think that's the best outcome, obviously. But then there's some that probably are drunk or high or whatever and think, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like I did. Because if I had died back then and I was looking down on myself now, I think, oh, mate, you fucking idiot.
What a waste.
It's scary.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So it's so difficult, I think. Mental illness, suicide, depression, it's fucked.
Fuck me, man.
I mean, we've had quite a few lads on now who spoke about it, and it's not just in football either, is it?
No.
You know what I mean?
No. Like you say,
I think
your problems came from not having focus. But that's football's irrelevant. That can happen in any walk of life. People,
of
don't
course
have
it can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Nothing to do with football.
Yeah.
It's just that focus.
Well, it's like when we had Jeff on, innit? And he said people can.
Has Whit's been on? Jeff Whitler?
No.
Oh, Jeff Horsfield.
Jeff Horsfield.
Jeff Horsfield,
Sorry,
yeah. So Jeff were like, literally, you can fall into being homeless. As easy as that.
Yeah.
A broken relationship, and then so you've got that structure in your life, and then suddenly you've not got your missus, she's kicked you out or whatever, and you end up homeless.
Yeah.
Then that leads to being in a position where you're thinking, fucking hell, well, I need something needs to change here.
Yeah.
Start drinking, then you end up homeless and an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Then you
Feeling
go
sorry for yourself.
you're thinking my life's shit, right? Just from a relationship ending. People can fall into it like that.
Yeah. It can happen so quickly. And
I need a piss. Whoa, man.
Yeah, go on, have
So all going well with the academy now, I believe.
Yeah, so the academy has become my number one focus, really. Family, academy, 16, 17-year-olds that ain't got a focus that we've been speaking about. When I was back in that rehab place, that's what I thought. I want my own academy. I want to help some kids that sort of ain't got a focus in life. So a lot
It's
of
not just about football then.
No, I think it's more
You've got
than
that
that.
experience in.
Yeah,
I think it's more the fact that
Everything
it's not that football's not the actual main reason behind it. It's everything else, and football's just a part of it.
yeah. Football, I always describe it as football's the carrot. So these kids, most of them have got an interest in football. We have all sorts of different levels. I mean, we're playing Sunderland soon. Our elite team are really good.
Well, see if they'll give you some of that fucking money back.
Yeah, I'm going to see. They will, mate, I'm telling you. But so, sort of elite side all the way through to just enjoying a bit of football and a bit of fitness. But we run a life skills program alongside it, and they get their education. So them kind of lads that they finish school and they're sort of looking around like,
Don't know what to do.
Haven't got a focus.
So normally, I mean, it's at the minute it's just we take inner city kids from the middle of Leicester, and those kids that ain't got a focus, normally they're not bad kids at all. They're good lads, but all of a sudden, the ones that have been on the street for a while, you 20, 21-year-olds who, whatever they're doing, dealing drugs, nicking cars or whatever, they look at them 16, 17-year-olds leaving school and they're like, hey, come and do this with us. And because them 16, 17-year-olds ain't got a focus, they're very easily led into that kind of life. So now we got 51 boys now, and we're doing all right, and they're good lads.
Making a difference.
Yeah, we're trying to, and I ain't no saint. I never will be. But I said this to one of the kids the other day, and he said, "Shut the fuck up, you're blagging." He was only 17. I said, "I'm not. It's God's honest truth. I enjoy what I do now more than being a professional footballer." And you know, if you said that to me when I was 20 or 15, that from 6 you'll have a dream to be a footballer and play in the Premier League or whatever and see yourself on Match of the Day, you actually get there, and that didn't fulfill me. It never did. I know I got the injuries, so I might be a little bit resentful. There might be some of that in it, but it didn't fulfill me. What I'm doing now, this is what makes me happy. So that's why I can have a drink and I can have a good time with people and still be all right.
This is the Piper that I remember.
Yeah.
You know, obviously in between that you've been to a bad place and whatever, but it's great to see you back.
Yeah. It
Enjoying
did,
it again.
Yeah, it's come
feel
full circle.
Resurrected.
I do, yeah.
Pipes is back.
He is.
Pipinio's back.
Pipinio's fucking back in the house.
Oh, you know what? Pipinio, unfortunately, will never come back because one of my knees is fucking worse than ever. Fucking, did you see me when I hobbled in?
That's snowballing. That's done, yeah.
Oh, superb.
Mate, that was fantastic,
Top man
mate.
pipes.
Thank you very much for coming on.
Brilliant.
Hey, Sam, boys. Fucking hell, I didn't think I was going to have any stories in any time.
Finish with a Christmas carol or...
Ah.